The morning of my wedding started with silence. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that feels wrong the moment you wake up. I remember sitting on the edge of the hotel bed, staring at my phone, waiting for the message I thought would come any minute. "Good morning, sweetheart. We're on our way." My mom always sent that kind of message before important events. Graduations, birthdays, job interviews. But that morning, nothing came. Outside the window, the late summer sunlight poured over the small coastal town where my fiancé Daniel and I had decided to get married. The ocean shimmered beyond the cliffs, calm and blue, like nothing in the world could go wrong that day. But my stomach already felt like it knew something I didn't. I checked my phone again. Still nothing. The wedding coordinator knocked softly on the door. "Emily? Hair and makeup are ready for you." "Coming," I called. My voice sounded normal, calm, even cheerful. Inside, though, something felt off. I grabbed my phone again as I walked toward the mirror. No missed calls. No messages. My parents had left early that morning from Portland. It was a 5-hour drive to the venue. They were supposed to arrive by noon. It was already 11:10. I told myself they were probably just driving through a bad signal area. Or maybe my mom forgot to text. That happens sometimes. I sat down in the makeup chair while the stylist began curling my hair. "You nervous?" she asked with a smile. A little, I admitted. But nervous wasn't the word. Uneasy was closer. By noon, the uneasiness had turned into a tight knot in my chest. I texted my mom. "Did you guys get here yet?" No response. 10 minutes later, I texted my dad. "Everything okay?" Still nothing. I tried calling. Straight to voicemail. The makeup artist kept chatting about weddings she'd worked before, about brides who cried and grooms who forgot their vows. I nodded and smiled when she expected me to, but my eyes kept drifting back to the phone on the counter. 12:37 p.m. Still nothing. The ceremony was at 2. Daniel knocked lightly on the dressing room door. "Can I come in for 1 second?" The coordinator groaned jokingly. "You're not supposed to see her." "I won't look," he said through the door. I opened it just enough to slip outside. Daniel stood there in his suit, tall and calm as always. But the moment he saw my face, his expression changed. "What's wrong?" "My family hasn't arrived. They're probably just running late." I called them. "And?" Voicemail. Daniel frowned slightly. "Did they text?" "No." He rested his hands gently on my shoulders. "Hey, it's okay. Traffic happens." I nodded, but something in my gut whispered that this wasn't traffic. By 1:05 p.m., guests had started arriving. Friends from college. Daniel's coworkers. My Aunt Linda and Uncle Mark. But not my parents. Not my brother. And not my sister. Especially not my sister. Which was strange, because my sister Natalie never missed a chance to be the center of attention, even at someone else's wedding. I tried calling my mom again. Voicemail. I called Natalie. Voicemail. A cold feeling crept up my spine. Then my phone buzzed. A notification. For a split second, relief rushed through me. Finally. But it wasn't a message. It was an Instagram notification. Natalie had posted a new story. I don't know why I opened it. Maybe curiosity. Maybe habit. Maybe the universe wanted me to see it right then. The video started playing. Music blasted through the speakers. Loud dance music. The camera panned across a huge backyard party. String lights. A pool. Dozens of people laughing. And then the camera flipped to Natalie's face. She was wearing a glittering silver dress, holding a drink, smiling like she had just won the lottery. "Best birthday ever," she shouted into the camera. Behind her, I saw something that made my stomach drop. My mom, my dad, my brother, all standing around the pool, laughing. At Natalie's birthday party. At the exact same time my wedding guests were taking their seats. For a moment, my brain refused to process it. It didn't make sense. They were supposed to be here. My wedding invitation had been on the fridge for 8 months. My mom helped pick the dress. My dad promised to walk me down the aisle. Natalie had even said she'd be my maid of honor. But there they were, drinking, dancing, celebrating her birthday. Instead of coming to my wedding, My hands started shaking. I opened the next story. Natalie standing on a table, yelling while people cheered. 25 baby. The caption read, "Family first." The words felt like a slap. I stared at the screen for a long time. Then my phone rang. It was my mom. I answered immediately. "Mom." "Oh, honey," she said quickly. "Don't be upset. Don't be upset." The words echoed in my head. "What do you mean?" "Well, Natalie's birthday party turned out to be a really big event this year." I blinked slowly. "My wedding is today." "I know, sweetheart. You're supposed to be here." There was a pause. Then my mom sighed like I was the one being difficult. Natalie already booked the DJ and catering before we realized the dates overlapped. My wedding had been scheduled for a year. Natalie decided on this party 3 weeks ago. "Mom," I said quietly, "you chose her party over my wedding. That's not fair." "Then explain it." "Well, Natalie was really excited. And you know how sensitive she is." Sensitive. The golden word in our family. Natalie was always sensitive. Sensitive when she broke my laptop in high school. Sensitive when she borrowed money and never paid it back. Sensitive when she flirted with my ex-boyfriend at Thanksgiving. Everyone always protected Natalie. Everyone always asked me to be understanding. "Emily," my mom said gently, "you're the strong one." The strong one. Translation: the one who's expected to accept disappointment quietly. I looked through the window at the rows of chairs facing the ocean. Daniel stood near the altar, greeting guests. He looked relaxed, happy, completely unaware that my entire family had just chosen a pool party over watching me get married. "Mom," I asked slowly, "are you seriously not coming?" "Well, we already told everyone we'd be here." My throat tightened. Everyone was already at the party. And what about my wedding? There was another pause. Then she said something I will probably remember for the rest of my life. "Honey, it's just a ceremony. You'll have plenty of anniversaries." Something inside my chest went very quiet. For years, I had told myself my family loved me. Maybe not as loudly as they loved Natalie, but still enough. But in that moment, standing there in my wedding dress while my parents toasted my sister by a pool hundreds of miles away, I realized something painful. I had never been their priority. Not once. "Okay," I said softly. My mom sounded relieved. "Thank you for understanding, sweetheart." Understanding. I ended the call. For a moment, I just stood there, staring at my reflection in the mirror. The white dress, the carefully done makeup, the flowers waiting on the table. Everything looked perfect, except the empty seats where my family should have been. Daniel stepped into the room again. "They're seating everyone," he said. Then he noticed my face. "What happened?" I handed him my phone. He watched the video of Natalie's party. His expression slowly darkened. "You're kidding." I shook my head. "They're not coming." He looked back at me. "What do you want to do?" It was a simple question, but it felt enormous. Because I suddenly understood something else too. The people who were supposed to care the most had just made their choice. And for the first time in my life, I was free to make mine. I took a slow breath. Then I picked up my bouquet. "Let's get married." Daniel studied my face for a second. Then he smiled softly. "Best decision you'll ever make." The ceremony began 5 minutes later. The ocean breeze lifted my veil as I walked down the aisle. Not with my father, but alone. And strangely, I didn't feel broken. I felt clear. Because the people sitting in those chairs, Daniel's friends, my college roommates, coworkers who had flown across the country, they were smiling at me like I mattered. Like this moment mattered. And suddenly I realized something my family never understood. Love isn't about blood. It's about who shows up. The ceremony was short, beautiful. And by the time Daniel kissed me, I had already decided something my family would not understand until much later. Because while they were still partying around Natalie's pool, Daniel and I were about to disappear on a honeymoon that would change everything. And when my family finally saw where we went, that was the moment they realized they had made the biggest mistake of their lives.